Good morning, everyone. My name is Robert Sigaya, and today we're going to talk about managing public speaking. So, before we start, I want to introduce my objectives. So, at the end of this lesson, the students should be able to define public speaking anxiety and identify its symptoms, recognize common causes of public speaking anxiety, and explore and practice techniques to manage and reduce anxiety. So first, before we go any further, I want to ask you, how do you feel about speaking in front of a crowd? Are you nervous? Um, are you just feeling okay, or are you actually overthinking that something will go wrong? Maybe that can be signs of speaking anxiety. So let's define public speaking anxiety. So here, public speaking anxiety, also known as glossophobia, is a type of social anxiety disorder characterized by intense fear or nervousness about speaking in front of an audience. So, public speaking anxiety is about actually being nervous to speak in front of a large crowd. For example, you're presenting your report. For example, you were tasked to present your assignment in class or in front of everybody in class. That's one, and then you feel nervous and you feel like there's a zoo or there's a butterfly in your stomach that wanted to go out. That can be sign of a speaking anxiety. So this anxiety can occur in variety of settings. When we say settings, we can say that different situations, different scenarios, right? So the number one example could be the place where you give uh, participation in the meeting. For example, you wanted to ask something, but you feel nervous, or you wanted to ask something, but you feel like everyone will judge you, so you get nervous, and that is an example of a speaking anxiety. For example, let's just say I was tasked to present my assignment an during a class discussion, and I prepared my assignment, and then I prepared my materials and everything. But when I was tasked to speak in front, I was shaking. My hands were shaking. My hands were trembling, and I felt like it will be the end of the world if I stand there and present my assignment. Even though I did it, I I did it, right? And this could of and another example would be um, you were you were tasked to present your research. For example, let's just say that you are actually just you are a normal person when you talk, but when you encounter a large crowd and um, you were tasked to present something or to present your research, it could be very nerve wracking, right? You will be like, oh my god, I can't do this. I can present this research. What if I fail? What if they will question me that is above or that is below or my knowledge or something like that? You will feel like, oh my god, what will I do? And then you will stand there, and then you will read your paper, something like that, and that is an example of a speaking anxiety. So what are the common causes of anxiety? First, we have here stress from school or work. Let's admit it. Um, as a teacher or as a student, it is very stressful for us to um, manage our time For example, when we go to school, we have a lot of different courses to attend. We have a lot of um, we have different assignments, different presentations, and it's very very stressing, right? If you don't know how to manage your time, you will be disturbed, and it will be disturbing, and it will affect you mentally, emotionally, and even physically, because you don't know how to manage your time, right? So, um, the common causes from schoolwork is of course the deadlines, right? Actually, right now, when we say deadline, I'm kind of, it's overwhelming. And then the exams, of course, there are a lot of exams from the minor subjects, most especially major subjects, right? And then, or a heavy workplace can trigger anxiety. You know what? I think it is important to really have a healthy workplace environment, right? It's like having a healthy learning environment, right? For example, school. If you have a teacher who is supportive and who is very creative and makes you feel involved, it will be healthy for you. You won't be able to feel any stress or anything, or the stress will be manageable. But if you have like a toxic workplace or something, or a learning place, it will be very very hard for you to focus, and eventually it will, drain you. And then we have here the number two example is family or relationship problems. So do you have is any one of you here is having a hard time in, you know, their house or their family or their relationship? To be specific, let's just say some of you may have a relationship struggles with your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your mom, your father, sisters, your aunts, or whatever, or whoever, and then it drives you sometimes emotionally unstable, right? And it can cause an anxiety. Um, it can trigger the anxiety can be triggered with the lack of support system, and I think it's very important for us who is having a trouble in communicating, because it is very very hard for us to communicate what we wanted to say, and it's actually hard for people also to give the support that we need, because they didn't know what or which support they would offer or give, right? So the number three example is traumatic experience. So I think this this one can this one you can just you can we can all go back to the traumatic experience that we have, most especially in school or at home, that triggers or hinders our anxiety. For example, when you were in your elementary days, or when you were in studying basic education, the early stages of anxiety that can trigger, the early stages of, the stress that can trigger your anxiety is, of course, the traumatic experience, right? So let's just say, when you were in your elementary level, you were told to read your assignment, or you were told to present something in class, but then some of your classmates laughed, or your teacher promptly corrected you, or interrupted you, or cutted you mid sentence, and then told you that you're not doing anything good or something like that, and that traumatized you to speak up your mind. And then we have the health issues. We have the chronic illness or medical conditions can lead to ongoing worry. This the health is very important, of course, because health is wealth, right? So I think if you have a healthy body or a healthy lifestyle, it will be beneficial for your brain also, right? Or for your emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Um, um, what, right? Okay, so substance use. So the substance use can alcohol, cigarettes, or whatever. Excuse me, drug addiction, this can also be the cause or the common cause or the number one cause of anxiety that can trigger anxiety and put you into something that is uncontrollable, right? And it will, drain you and make you do things that will endanger you in the future or your health. Okay, so next we have the 5 common tools to use to manage or reduce anxiety. Number one, we have the deep breathing exercises. So deep breathing is exercise. What comes into your mind? Let's just say meditation or yoga, right? And then we have here deep breathing exercises helps calm the body and mind during stressful moments. Do you agree with that? Yes. We have the number two tools, or we have the number two key points. Regular physical activity. So exercise releases endorphins that improve mood and reduce anxiety. I think it is very important to stay physically active and healthy to clear our mind sometimes if you're having a moment in deciding, or if you have anxiety, or you don't know what to do. I think it's very helpful to take a walk and you know see the world. So we have here talking to someone. I think out of the tools that I will be mentioning, this one is very, very helpful. I think it is, in my own opinion as a teacher, I think it is very important that we really talk to someone. I am saying this not just because of being a teacher, but as an individual also. I think it is very important to talk to someone to make them or be heard, right? I think it is very important to share your feelings or emotions or your thoughts with your friends or with your family members. For example, let's just say your mom, your father, your sisters, your brothers, or whatever. Or if ever, if you don't feel safe saying those because let's just say they are your stressors, you can just go to a therapist, even though it's a little bit expensive, but it can help. And then I think it is very important, really, to talk to someone because it's very, very hard to battle up your feelings or your emotions or the unsaid thoughts that you have in your mind. There's this feeling, though, you will be like out of, after all those frustration and everything, you will just pop up like a balloon, right? It's very, very hard. So the last one, we have healthy routines. So number one, maintaining a good sleep, balanced meals, Let's just say your diet, your healthy diet, I suppose, and limiting caffeine or alcohol supports emotional stability. So I think it is very important to prioritize your health. Do not engage in such bad habits like smoking cigarettes, drinking beers, drinking whatever alcoholic drinks that could endanger your emotional, physical um, health. Right? It's very important to take care of your body because again, health is wealth. Okay, next one. Okay, so we have here the activity. I will be presenting the activity and it is called Talk for 1 minute about your favorite hobby. I want you to talk about your favorite hobby to someone. To, of course, I want you to practice speaking not just fluently but openly to someone or to your friend, to your seatmate, to your family member. I want you to express your thoughts or why do you like this hobby? What makes you feel like doing it? What's the best thing that you find good in it? I want you to do that for at least 1 minute, okay? Okay, so after that, I have here, because you did great listening and listening to me, I have here a homework that says prepare a short 2 to 3 minute speech for the next class. Apply one anxiety reducing technique during the preparation. So as we have explained earlier, what can we do to reduce the anxiety? Let's review. Let's do exercises such as breathe exercises, regular physical activity, let's say jogging, exercising, and something, dancing. Okay, so talking to someone, you could just play a scenario. Like, for example, "Oh, I'm having trouble passing my subject, or I'm having trouble passing this course. I need to talk to you." Okay, that's one. Okay, so healthy routines. You can just say that before you I present my new self. I quit these bad habits of mine. You can just say that. That's one point also. And so, um, thank you for listening and thank you for being here. I hope that you learned something today from my short discussion, and I really really want to see you, improve, or see you talk freely in the stage or in front of the class next meeting. Okay, I want you to do your best. Don't pressure yourself. Use the key tools that have been presented, and please take care of yourself. Remember, again, health is wealth. Thank you.